Hi everyone, trust you all are doing well. So in this lesson, what we're going to do is we're going to do some updates and fixes, right? But I just got an announcement to make as well. So expect these kind of videos during the duration of this course as well. Some of our viewers might request additional content. As one of the viewers asked if they create a post, that the post can actually be sent to Twitter or wherever they might need it to, right? So obviously with that kind of things, we need to update some structures as well in our database and things, right? So expect these kind of videos going forward, right? So let's quickly make some changes to our code. The first thing I want to do is I want to update my post model in our database. Okay, so let's go to the migrations right here, and let's go to our post migration, this one right here. Right, there's a couple of things I want to change. Just for consistency, I want to change the image. All right, I want that to be a nullable field. You will understand later why. Okay. Make the slug field also nullable, because I'm going to use an observer to actually generate the unique slug for the post. All right. There is commentable, everything all fine here. So there's the only changes I want to make. Just change this one, the slug to be nullable, the image to be nullable. And the previous one, it was cover image. Okay, like this. Just change it to an image, just for consistency, because we're going to use the same servers that we use for the tags to actually store the image. Okay, so that's the one. All right, the next thing we need to do is we need to update our post request. Okay, so just close this. Let's open up our post request. Right, this is the one that we created. Obviously, you need to change the image. Okay, so from cover image, you need to change it to image. Okay, that's the first thing. Just make sure that it's commentable. Just make it a nullable field, Boolean. Okay, so like that. So then everything is good here. The next thing you need to do, I made the author to get the property, but there's no user property that's coming actually in from the form. This is done dynamically, and we just make sure that you call on the user like this, okay? Not the property. Okay, that's the one. Images here, that's fine. All right, so the next thing that I want to do, let's go to our post controller. Let's go to the view, the post when we created. Right, just make sure you bring in the hash files if you're using the form, because remember, when you send an image, it's going to send as a file. Okay, this one right here. Okay, that's the first thing, because what this is actually do it EncType multi-part form data. Okay, so if you're not using the Blade UI Kit forms, let me just show you. Okay, so all this does is it will add an EncType like this, and equal to multi-part. Right, so all right, like that. And you need to add a method here for post, and obviously just make sure you add the CSRF field in here as well. So if you're not using this, just make sure you add that like that. All right, so let me delete that. Right, so obviously we changed our database to expect the image. Just make sure you have the image, change the cover image to image like this. All right, so we got our title, everything is good right here. Next thing I want to change is if you go to the checkbox. All right, so what I changed it to, I just going to make it to disable comments and not allow comments. Okay, so when I check the checkbox, all right, is it commentable? We just send through a value of 1. Okay, so if you don't add this in, it will send through a value of on or off. And I wanted true or false value being sent. Then if the user click disable comments, they will send a value of 1. And we're going to handle this when we actually get to the job part of the application. All right, so don't worry about that. Just make sure that the checkbox, you make it disable comments, and you just make this part right here to disable comments, and you put the value of 1 right there. So if they click it, they will send a value of 1 to the job request. All right, so that's it. Just a small update and fixes. So otherwise, the next video will be a bit long because there's quite a lot of things that we have to do when we create the job. And some of these things kind of give me problems that I just kind of don't want to create anything new. And I kind of want to stick to the principle of don't repeat yourself, the DRY principle in coding. So that's kind of why I made some of the changes. And there's a couple of things that I want to add in the future as well, because some of our users made some requests that I want to implement. So I kind of want to make it now and not later. Right. So thank you guys for watching. And if you liked the video, please give it a like. What we're going to do in the next episode is we're going to create the job and the observer in order to process this form and create a post. All right. So I just wanted to make that a little bit easier for us in the next episode. So that's why I made this video. All right. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.